Hi friends, welcome to the Tranquility at the Beach series. I'm Ali. I'm here in the gorgeous Bali, Indonesia, and today I'm bringing you a Hatha and Yin yoga for patience practice. So this will be a great video to help you with concentration, or if you're feeling a little anxious or overwhelmed, to help settle some of those feelings. And if you're curious about more of my online and in-person offerings, be sure to check out the description below after this video to learn about my upcoming retreats and other ways that we can practice together. So today we're actually going to start standing up in Tadasana or mountain pose. We'll be moving through some static, active holds and then into some sweet yin yoga to open the body up. So I'll meet you in a standing position at the top of your mat. And as we settle in to stand, you might start with your big toes together or your feet about hip distance apart, really feeling the rooting down of the soles of your feet into your yoga mat with your arms by your side. Allowing your shoulders to soften back and down away from your ears. And feeling the length of your spine as the top of the head lifts and the tailbone draws downward toward your mat. Just landing here to connect to your body in this moment, in this space, with your breath. Nothing to change or fix right now, just feel your own authentic breath in this moment. And we'll keep that awareness with us as we start to create some movement and shapes together. Let's start by taking a big breath in. Reach your arms all the way up over your head. Take a nice big stretch. Bend your knees a whole lot, and as you exhale, slow fold forward. Landing here, bring the feet hip distance apart if they're not. Just land into a gentle, passive forward fold. Maybe allowing the head to sway side to side or the shoulders to sway. Kind of a physical and mental release of anything in the upper body that doesn't serve you. And with a release here, it can be nice to incorporate the breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, big exhale out. Let's lengthen the spine now. Bring your palms to shins. Then plant your hands back down. Step both feet to the back of your mat for a downward dog. So a nice stretch for the back body. We'll hang here for a moment. Pedal out the feet. Bend one knee, bend the other. Coming into a high plank position for a moment just to wake the core up for our active portion of the practice. Knees can be on the mat if you want to modify here. Engaging through the center of the body. Also, the legs are active. Hands are pressing forward and apart. And press your hips back and up. Downward dog. Let it go. Now walk your feet forward to your hands. You're back up at the top of your mat. Bring your feet together so they're touching. Lift halfway, take an inhale, palms to shins. Big ol' fold as you exhale, let the head get heavy. Let's move it into chair pose from here, keeping the feet together, legs zipped up. Press your seat back and down, extend your arms forward and up. We still want to create the space in the neck as you drop your shoulders away from your ears, palms face each other. firing up the strength in your legs as you maintain the engagement in the center of the body as well, so your core stays active. Let's take one more breath in here in your chair. Sit a little bit lower and then stand up tall as you exhale, hands to heart. Back to mountain pose, bring your arms by your side. Feel your feet. And into tree pose, bend your right knee, turn it out to the side. Foot goes on the inside of your left leg to your calf or your thigh, whatever works. Hands at your heart. Keeping your palms together, or grow your tree, reaching your arms out or up to the sides. You really focus your eyes here on one spot in front of you to help with the balance as you really anchor the bottom foot into your mat. Now bring your hands back to your heart if they're not there. And we're going to release the right knee, but just bring it out in front of you. So with the right knee forward about hip height, you'll start to hinge forward with the upper body and step your right toes toward the back of your mat for a high lunge. Extend your arms up to the sky. Feel the inner thighs hugging in toward one another as you really pump up through the legs here. Back heel nice and high. In this high lunge, we're going to catch onto your right wrist and start to reach up and over to your left. So you're getting a stretch in the right side of your body, really ground down through the front foot and stay strong in your legs to help with the balance. Make sure you're breathing here. Bring the arms back to center, separating your hands, and let's open it up to a warrior two. Turn your back toes out to the side. Take a generous knee bend in your front knee. Press that knee out to the left a little bit toward the pinky toe. Legs are still strong. Think of the length in your spine just like we started out in mountain pose. Tailbone pulling down, top of the head reaching up. Shoulders are soft. Maybe inching a little deeper into this shape as you maintain the integrity, the strength from the center out. Let's straighten the front knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot to face the right side of your mat for a wide-legged fold. Start by lengthening and then hinge your way forward, bringing the hands down to the mat in front of you. Bend your knees as much as you need. Press into the balls of your feet as you roll your inner thighs back. And letting go of what doesn't serve you as you breathe. Let's bend the knees a little bit more. Start to crawl your hands back up to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot, step back to a downward dog, and take a few sweet breaths here. Pedal it out. From your down dog, look forward, walk your feet 2 big steps to the top of your mat. Bringing the feet together again, let's move right into a halfway lift. Lengthen the heart forward, palms to shins. Exhale to let it go and fold. One more chair pose here, keeping the legs zipped up. Reach your arms forward and up. Sit your hips back. Get a little lighter in your toes as you lengthen all the way through your fingertips. Biceps are outside your ears. And standing tall again, hands to your heart, and then down by your sides. Ground through your feet. We'll take the other side. Tree pose, bend the left knee. Turn it out to the side, foot to the inner leg. Take your time, steady your eyes, hands to your heart. Stay or grow from here, reaching up, out, or maybe the arms behind you to catch opposite elbows. Be okay if there's a little swaying. And just keep coming back to your breath, anchoring, rooting your bottom foot into the earth. Okay, hands to hips. Send that knee forward. We'll start to bring your hands back to your heart and hinge forward to step back into your high lunge. Left toes toward the back of your mat. When you're ready, extending your arms up by your sides. Remember to stay active here, really through the whole body. Legs are strong. Core is engaged. Shoulders and face are soft. Let's hook onto the left wrist here with your right palm and start to stretch up and over to your right. Really, really press into your front foot and keep that nice deep lunge, that knee bend in the front knee. Some nice deep breaths as we stretch into the left intercostal muscle on the side body. Bring it back to center, separate your arms. And let's open it up, warrior two. You might inch the back foot a little further behind as you flatten the sole of the foot. Really stretch through the fingertips in both hands. Eyes are looking just ahead of you. Let's straighten out the front knee, hands to hips again. Now pivot to face the left side of your mat. One more forward fold. If you want to get into the shoulders here, you can interlace your fingers behind you or catch opposite elbows, lifting your heart to lengthen. And then hinge forward to fold. If you have that clasp of your hands, you're gently drawing your shoulder blades toward one another. Spiral your inner thighs back. Maintain your breath. Bend your knees. Hands come down to the mat, crawl them back up to the top of your mat, and let's step back to a downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Starting to shift from more of an active practice to more of a passive practice. So we'll move next into swan or deer pose. Let's reach the right leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee to roll the hip open first, and then start to look forward toward your right wrist. That's where you want your right knee to land. Shin about parallel with the mat, so go ahead and bring that through. Knee to wrist, softening your hips down. If you want to move it into deer for a little bit less intensity in the hip, just bend your back knee out to about a 90-degree angle. From there, when you're ready, start to hinge forward and soften your upper body down towards your mat. Maybe stacking fists on top of one another to support your forehead. Slowing it right down here just to breathe. Notice if your mind starts to get louder or busier as you let go of the physical effort. This is really where the breath can come in to help keep you present. This is definitely a pose that I love to teach me patience. So if it's uncomfortable, that's good. We can learn so much on our yoga mats that we can take with us off our mats as well. While you're here, go ahead and take one more big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth to clear that out. Exhale. Press into your palms, lift your upper body. We'll step it back to downward dog. Pedal out your heels one more time. This is your final downward dog of class. To lengthen out the back of your body before we shift to the other side. Let's do it. Lift your left leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee, rolling the hip open. Look forward when you're ready, shifting your left knee to wrist, toes toward the right knee, hips to your mat. Same options here. Take any modifications that you need as you start to hinge your heart forward and find support for your forehead. If this is a deep hip opener for you, there could be some resistance to this shape, to really fully dropping into it. See if you can allow some of that resistance to dissolve today as you patiently allow the sensation to wash over you as you continue to breathe. And let's take one more big breath in together. Let that go, exhale. So this time we'll roll right through the left hip and come to lay down on our backs. And coming right into final Shavasana. So if you need a couple of shifts or a little bit of movement to get there, go ahead and take that. Maybe drawing the thighs into the belly with a little rock side to side. Or a little happy baby or a stretch overhead, whatever you need. And we'll stretch it out to final Shavasana from here. Extending your legs out nice and wide. Arms down by your sides. Take up lots of space. The most important shape here as we drop into the back of the body and allow some time and space. When your mind starts to shift to what's next or something that's already happened, just allow your breath to gently guide it right back into the moment. Observing the inner peace and grounding that you've created for yourself in this short practice, with nowhere else to be in this moment but right here laying down with your breath. Always a shape I invite you to linger in longer. If you'd like to end in a seated position with me today, go ahead and start to wake the body back up with gentle movements. Observing how you feel along with your breath. As you take whatever stretch you need, and then roll through one side of the body, bringing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And I want to thank you for having the courage to show up and find peace within, and hopefully a little patience too. I'll see you next time. Namaste.